Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to another members stream. Game week 26, blank game week, deadline time. I can already feel there is going to be chaos. I can already feel it. It is coming, this stream. We have 4 games kicking off at 3 o'clock. And then we have a 5:30 game that includes Manchester City. So there may well be some early team news knocking around before the deadline, which we will, of course, be... Did I say members stream? I didn't mean that. Yeah, so we're maybe having a look for some team news and a little tweet from one of the Manchester City in the knows this morning saying... 6th game in 20 days with Pep Roulette graphic. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. We don't have anything on Manchester City as of yet, but I will update you and bring it to you as and when if we get any news later on in the deadline. So, let's say hello to some of you. Usual bits, please. Say hello in the chat. It is 11:30, so a bit of a weird time for a stream. Why is half my head poking out? Walker news. We've got nothing on any team news as of yet. As I said, we will bring it to you as and when we get it. There we go. There we go. Good morning, Jay, Tim, Dry, CF, DZ Life, Luke C, Ninos, Alex Wallace, Vincent Lim, Ali, Robbie C, Abdul, Paul Lee, Jennifer, BH26, Max PB. Good morning to all the members as well in and joining. I appreciate all your support as well. Immortal, Maisie, Stuart, Luke, Nablo, Malik, Richard, Antonio, Blue, Liam, Ali A, Simon, Vincent, Enzo, Phillips, Ben, Isaac Steer, Tinker, WG Tan, Alu, Babajo, Sandipan, Ollie. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? So, some of you, the eagle-eyed amongst you, will see that 2 transfers have been confirmed for me going into game week 26 already. My 2 free transfers have been used. Caught a couple of price changes on them. Huang Hichan went up in price. And Solanke also went up in price. So both of those 2 came into my team. And then I sold Jota and I sold Darwin. Trent hasn't left yet. It's possible that I make another transfer for a hit. I'm not going to make that transfer yet. Because... I want to see City team news, because if like Haaland or Foden were to get benched, then I would need to use a hit on them. And if I've already sold Trent for a hit, then I don't massively want to be taking -8s and stuff this week. So that's why the Trent one hasn't been confirmed. I'm also not certain if I'm going to do it or not. We'll talk chip strategy in just a moment, so don't worry about that. We'll get to it. It looks okay for this week. I don't love the 4 players in the same game. I got 4 players in one game and then 3 players in the City Bournemouth game. So I have 7 of my 11 playing in 2 games, which doesn't feel great. But I like Saka. I like Gabriel. I like Gordon. I don't love Trippier. But... Sorry, someone just said, what's that tweet from? So, one of the in the knows on Manchester City. Morning, friends. Remember to stay hydrated. Well, God knows what that means. But yes, those 2 transfers have been confirmed. Hwang is in, Slanky is in. So that is all good. Now, in terms of my chip strategy, you will obviously think, well, it's looking like a free hit in game week 29. And it is looking like a free hit in game week 29. That is my current plan this week. That is my current plan this week. Oh, in 29. So, I have, at the moment, only Walker, Taylor, and a goalkeeper guaranteed to play that week. So, yes. However, going into game week 27, we will know for sure what the blank in game week 29 will look like. So, we will know if I'm going to need to free hit. If there's a big, like, if Chelsea lose to Leeds and suddenly I get Saka, Gabriel, Palmer added in, then great. If Newcastle suddenly lose away at Blackburn, which is not, it's unlikely, but it's not impossible because they've got they've got big games coming up, right? Arsenal, Wolves, Chelsea. Will they go full strength in the cup? Probably, but if they were to lose that, things work out. If Wolves, Bournemouth was to get confirmed on, then, you know, that starts to look better. Leeds are on fire at the moment. Well, exactly. And Chelsea will be just after a cup final. So, yeah. I think there will be upsets in the cup. I don't know where they'll come, but I feel like there will be something. Chelsea losing to Leeds would be a real help. Because it would give me, Saka, Gabriel, Palmer. It would also mean that I'd likely buy another Arsenal. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 plus the 3 I already have. So I'd be straight away up to 7. And then I wouldn't free hit. So the thing is, it sets me up. It sets me up for a free hit 29. But if there's any upsets in the cup, I don't have to free hit 29, and I feel like I've taken advantage of this week and the next few weeks as well. To be honest, the 2 that I have my eyes on the most are Wolves against Brighton, and then Bournemouth against Leicester. If Wolves and Bournemouth both lose, which I think is possible, and that fixture goes ahead. So there is lots going on. So yes, at the moment I plan on free hitting in 29, but it wouldn't take many upsets in the cup for me just to work through that week. So why no? So Liam, why no Odegaard? So the reason I like Odegaard more than I like Hwang Hee-chan, but if I went Odegaard, let me get a new tab open. We'll talk about De Bruyne in a moment. If I went Odegaard, here, if this was Odegaard, my plan next week of Foden to Salah. So my plan next week is Foden to Salah and Trent to Senesi. And I can't afford that. So I would be forced into a -8 next week to get Salah if I wanted to. Now I might just buy Son and then things are fine. I'd have to sell Trippier as well, which is not the end of the world because Trippier's been kind of stinky. But I could do, if Porro's back, something like that. But it's a -8. Well, it'll be a -16 this week, but it would be a -8 next week to do Salah, Senesi, Porro in if I'd have gone Odegaard. So that's why I didn't go Odegaard in the end. De Bruyne, kind of stinky. Yeah. Good technical FPL terms, those. So to talk about Kevin De Bruyne, he has been pictured with the squad. So he has travelled. Do I think he's going to start? I don't know, but there's no real point in me guessing now and saying, oh, I think he will, I think he won't. Because I'm more than 50% likely that I think we'll get team news before the deadline. But what I would always say in these situations, and I need to do it in my team, is have a plan. So know what you're going to do if De Bruyne starts. Know what you're going to do if De Bruyne is benched. And also know what you're going to do if we don't hear anything on De Bruyne. I will do the same with Foden. I'll probably do the same with Haaland. Although if Haaland doesn't start, I will probably just move the captaincy. But have a plan. If Haaland doesn't, sorry, if De Bruyne doesn't start, I would sell him, and I would sell him for a hit. Because you don't want him in your team next week anyway, probably. That spot will be Salah or Son next week. If Foden doesn't start, I will probably sell him for a hit. And that might be Odegaard. That might go to Odegaard, but then I have so many players in that game. But if I do Foden to Odegaard, and then I do Trent to Senesi, do I have... Oh, I'm 2.2 short. Why didn't Salah drop more? I quite like Craig Dawson. I think he's in my top defenders to buy, actually, over Aït-Nouri. If we don't get De Bruyne news, would I risk it? I probably wouldn't sell him for a hit. I probably wouldn't sell him for a hit. That's the thing with Odegaard. It just makes getting Salah so tough next week without a -8. Yeah, Dawson's in my video yesterday. Yeah. So that's the thing with Odegaard. I love him, but the money is tight on Odegaard. Moving De Bruyne before big games. He's the best big player in the league. I disagree. I think there's another Manchester City player who's more clutch than Kevin De Bruyne is. And that is a certain Rodri, who always seems to score late in games when they need a goal. Always. So yeah. It's always Rodri. Anyway, let's get into some of your questions. Again, we'll be keeping an eye out on team news. Just before we do that, if you could like the stream, that would be fantastic. We are 73 subscribers away from 97,000. And I would absolutely love to, one day to hit 100k. I feel like I can see it, and it's now, we're getting closer. So if you are new and you want to subscribe and help me get there, that would be great. If not, that's all right as well, but just drop a like. Thoughts on a free hit this week? I don't love a free hit. The free hit does look quite strong. And again, I cover, if you're ever in need of a wildcard draft, a free hit draft for a week, it's always in my final decisions video. Every single week, that video will have a wildcard video and a free hit if it's relevant for that week. So if you're looking for that, and it's in this final decisions video. I don't know why this is at the top, but is that recommended? No. Looks weird. That stream shows up 3 times on my page. Anyway, it's in this final decisions video, so go and check that out if you need it. Bank, how we doing? Palmer to Huang for a -4. So, Template FC. I own double Luton. Still Template FC. It is quite well. The moves kind of made themselves this week. What was I asking before that? Palmer. So, I don't love selling Palmer unless you're going to definitely not free hit in 29. Then I kind of get it because he probably blanks in 2 of the next 4. Probably blanks in 2 of the next 4. But I'd like my dad's team. He has Palmer and he has Richarlison. And I just said, just play with 10 rather than selling Palmer for a hit. Because you're losing value on Palmer. You'll lose value on Richarlison. You probably want them both next week. So I don't love selling him for a hit. Would I make any changes to my free hit selection? I don't think so. I don't think so. I did it yesterday. So I don't think so. Saka or Odegaard? Saka is number 1 midfield. Again, in that video, I also rank the top players to buy by every position, and I go through it. Saka is number 1 midfielder. My loose plan of chip strategy is a free hit 29, dead end into 34, wildcard 35, bench boost 37. That is the current plan. Free hit 29, dead end into 34, wildcard 35, bench boost 37. Yeah, De Bruyne always returns in the derby, it's true, but next week, when De Bruyne is playing in the Manchester derby, Arsenal away at Sheffield United. If you don't have Saka, if you want Odegaard. If Salah's fit, he goes away to Forest, and Son is at home to Palace. So holding De Bruyne will take a lot of nerve next week. No City team news yet. I mean, I haven't checked in the past 10 minutes, but not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. Who should I bench? Gordon, Ake, Lamptey or Trippier? I'd probably bench Trippier. Owning Trippier is a nightmare right now, to be honest. So expensive for what he's delivering on. The data is also, I mean, 0.4 XA against Bournemouth, okay. He got an assist against Forest with 0.11 XA. And then a 0.33 XG goal against Luton. I mean, maybe, but probably not against Arsenal. Remove any of De Bruyne, Barkley or Palmer for Wang Hee-chan. De Bruyne if he's benched. If not, I probably wouldn't. Am I likely to make another transfer? It will kind of depend on City news. It will kind of depend on City news. Not getting Odegaard, not this week. Unless Foden's benched, then I might do Foden to Odegaard. Do I want Chelsea to win or lose in the cup? Always win. Because I don't mind free hitting in 29. Like, that's kind of my mentality. If we lose and, I get to not free hit, great. But Chelsea winning is more important than my chip strategy, in my eyes, than saving my free hit. Does Lamptey start, do I reckon? Probably, but I don't know for certain. Is my team locked? No. Definitely not. When we're expecting City rotation before the deadline, definitely not locking my team in. Do I play Charlie Taylor instead of Saliba? Absolutely not. Any excuse not to play Charlie Taylor. Have I seen Stormzy's team? I haven't seen if he's posted it, but I have seen that he is on Twitter. Yes. Has he posted his team? There he is. Has he posted his team? It's all over like Sky News and stuff. Love it. Gotta love it. Please cover Mikalenko as an Everton defender. Do we know he's fully fit? Because last time I looked, he was flagged, and I didn't see an update in the press conference. Knock. Do we know that Mikalenko's available? Let me search it into Twitter. Mikalenko. Apparently he's fine. He had a knock, but Sean Dyche is hopeful the defender will be available. I mean, I'd probably go Branthwaite, but you could go Mikalenko. He has been pretty good. Like, his data is nice. Away at Brighton, 4.6 million. The fixture's a bit rubbish. I don't see there's much use. Kane, gifted 1 membership. M, welcome. Thank you for that very much. So I probably wouldn't buy Mikalenko, to be honest. Please say thank you in the chat. Would I do -4 to get Saka in for Martinelli? Probably. It's probably a transfer. Or like keep Martinelli and buy Saka for someone else. But I would want Saka. Is Bowen an option now Paqueta is back? It definitely makes Bowen and Kudus better. Would I want to buy him before actually seeing them be better in person? Maybe not. Like, I'd want to see them this weekend be better with him back before buying one of them. I know that's not massively helpful, but I probably would want to wait. But I prefer Bowen to Kudus. I've been looking at the data, and the data for Kudus is really, really poor. We did a section on it in Burning Questions this week. He was on the list and his data was so bad. Why is everyone picking Hwang over Neto? Just playing up front. Slightly better goal threat than what Neto has. Neto's assist threat is better. The chance that he's on penalties, even Sarabia's on penalties, Sarabia doesn't often play the whole game. So Hwang might be on penalties when Sarabia's not on the pitch. That's also the other thing which we've got to bear in mind. Remove Gordon Richarlison from -4, getting Garnacho. I wouldn't sell Gordon or Richarlison for a hit to get Garnacho, no. From next week, you'll want Richarlison in your team, and then, yeah, I mean, Gordon's on 8 yellows. That's the only thing that puts me off. So that's why I wouldn't buy... I mean, you're not buying Gordon new because he plays Arsenal this week. But he is on 8 yellow cards. Richard's an option against Burnley. 3.9 million defender. Yes. But when Gahey comes back, we don't know if Richards will keep his place. So if you want just a 1-week punt, fine. But I don't know the longevity of him as a pick. Any other Liverpool I'd go for apart from Salah? I mean, I like Darwin and I don't like Darwin. Defensively, like Van Dijk, I do have him in my plans for game week 30 after the blank. But how many hits have I taken this far? It's a good question. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. And 2 of them were for Luton players last week. 2 weeks ago. We're chugging along though. Look at this. 420, 280, 207. Wow, what a week. 98. 64, 40, 27, 24. We keep going. Van Dijk replacement. I mean, defenders this week are not amazing. Pau Torres doubling up on Arsenal. The top defenders Yeah, double Arsenal, Pau Torres, Van Heck, Branthwaite. I sound particularly chipper today. Thanks. Do I prefer double Arsenal defence or double Arsenal mids? Double Arsenal defence is just nice and set and forget, but double Arsenal mids is probably higher upside, but there are so many good mids. There are just less good defenders. So it's pretty, depends on your team a little bit. Probably double Arsenal mids, but Diaz to Hwang Hee-chan for a hit now or to Son next week. I mean, if it gives you an extra player out this week, then I would just do it this week. Because even if you then go Hwang Hee-chan to Son next week, like if it gives you an extra player, I'd do it. If it doesn't give you an extra player, then I wouldn't. I mean, I'd do it if it means like benching like Charlie Taylor. Any leaks on a Estupiñán or De Bruyne? We have nothing as of yet. Let me refresh the feed a little bit. Let me refresh, see what's going on. Nothing on a Estupiñán. There was a random rumour that Estupiñán was starting, but the source isn't very reliable and people have the source blocked. I've never seen the source account before. Maybe they've changed their @ or something since I last saw them. But people in the comments were saying, well, I've got this account. I had this account blocked when someone shared a screenshot of it. So I don't trust that massively on a Estupiñán. Either way, like I think they're just guessing. I don't think it's wrong, but I think they're guessing. But I did say on my video yesterday, the Matoma injury does boost a Estupiñán a little bit. Is it okay to take a -8 to have 11 playing as it's actually a -2? Yeah, so I spoke about this again. Yes, I don't hate hits to add an extra player this week, especially if they're players that are good long term. So if you're adding a Villa player who helps you in 29, great. If you add a Arsenal player, you add potentially a Wolves player with big upside this week, then yes. Any news on Taylor? We have no news yet. To be fair, the team sheets are not out for another 2 hours for those 3 o'clock games. So I would be surprised if we get anything this early for those like 3 o'clock games. But you never know. You never know. You never know. Hwang or Odegaard? I mean, Odegaard, I think I took a -12 once, but it was for like a blank and then it was like that season where we had like double blank, double blank or something like that. And you could add like, there was certain teams played in all the games. Like they had, I think it was Brighton had like 2 doubles and they played in the blank. And you could add like 5 extra fixtures for like every hit you took or something, like 2 extra fixtures for every hit you took. Manchester City are the 5:30 kickoff, yes, but if you remember back to a couple of matches which have been after the deadline, but we've had Man City leaks up to 4 hours before kickoff before. Which could potentially give it to us before the deadline. I don't think it's guaranteed, but the fact that the 2 City in the knows have started tweeting already is interesting. because if they, didn't plan on getting any news, what's main roads? They weren't getting any news, then they probably wouldn't tweet. Like, it just gives me the opinion that they're going to get something. In my eyes, anyway. Thoughts on Jota and De Bruyne, Twang and Bailey, depending on team news. Yeah, De Bruyne to Bailey is only worth it if De Bruyne isn't going to start. Is 550k good for a first timer? So my dad's first season playing, and I set him a top 1 million target this season. And he is... What's his rank now? He's 525k at the moment. So, ooh, that looks interesting. There we go. Dear. What's my current team value? I don't know exactly. I can look in a minute. Is Matoma starts? No, Matoma is injured. We don't think he's going to play. Bowen Twang for a -4. No, absolutely not. You think a Stupinan starts? I personally would. KDB travelled and will likely start. KDB travelled, yes. I don't know whether he'll likely start. I think I should do my streams like this every week. Buy Salah next week. That's my current plan if he's available. How much in the bank now? 3.4 mil in the bank. Bench Trippier or Taylor? I'd probably wouldn't bench Trippier. I wouldn't play Taylor over Trippier. Emre, sorry. Would I get Salah instead of Son for 27? It kind of depends on my chip strategy in 29. If I plan to free hit, which is my current plan, then yes, I would. I would. Why am I going for Senesi over Saliba or Pau Torres? Senesi's double. The Bournemouth fixtures are really, really nice. Like, from next week, this is a fantastic run. This is really nice. Burnley away, Sheffield United at home, Luton at home. Wolves away, but I plan on free hitting that week anyway. The deadline timer is above me, so... yeah, the fixtures for Bournemouth are really nice. I will be tripling up on Arsenal at some point, but I also plan on buying Senesi. He's got the most goal threat. He's been pretty good this season, I believe. Is it Senesi or Senesi? Because isn't he Argentinian? Or am I completely making that up? Is it Senesi or Senesi? Senesi. Have I butchered that as an English person? Probably. Yeah, like, his underlying data is pretty good. 3 goals, 2 assists. First one. I don't know how you spell it. 1 Senesi, 2 Senesi. I think it's Senesi, but I don't know. It's Senesi. Okay. 1. Okay. Solanke or Tony this week? I just go Solanke just because you need Solanke for 28. Sell Porro for a hit. I mean, there's not many defenders I think are massively worth a hit this week, unless it gives you an extra fixture out. So maybe that, but I probably would want to keep Porro because he might be back. We don't get an update on Porro because I don't play this weekend, which is annoying. Leno or Areola for goalkeeper today. Who does Leno have? I'd probably play Areola. The other benefit of just playing Areola is he plays on Monday night. So at least you have a player in this game. Like I bought Hwang Chan just so I can have a player on Sunday. Otherwise, I'd have basically all my players play today, apart from my goalkeeper, on Monday. So at least I have a bit of excitement in this game. Thoughts on Martinelli? I probably wouldn't. Like, I much prefer Odegaard. Because when Jesus and stuff is back, Trossard's playing well, Havertz is playing well. I just wouldn't want to risk it with the Champions. Like, they've got a big Champions League game as well now. Which comes... Is it between Brentford and Chelsea? Or is it between Sheffield United and Brentford? What did I just do? It's between Brentford and Chelsea. Like, that is such a big week for them. Brentford at home, Porto at home, Chelsea at home. 3 home games in a week. They have to win them all. And that would, you know, could we see Martinelli not start all 3 of them? Absolutely. Absolutely we could. I'd start a Stupinan if you've got him. I'd start a Stupinan if we got him. Should I buy Senesi? I mean, it's not great this week, right, against City, but he is just a great long-term buy. The only thing with him, he's on 7 yellow cards. He needs 3 more for a 2-game ban. News on De Bruyne, let me have a look, but... Can you show us where we find the app on how many hits we've taken over the season? Yeah, if you go onto your team and scroll down to Game Week history, it will tell you in this transfer cost column. So 8 is 2 minus 4s. Should I start Senesi or Botman? Probably Senesi. Ake or Taylor? Definitely Ake. Yeah, this is the thing. Buying Bournemouth players this week is not the end of the world. But it's just because they are good long-term buys, but they're not great this week. Thoughts on Walker? I wouldn't be buying new on City now, given their fixtures coming up. I don't hate him. With whether he starts today or not, I don't know. But sell Colwill for who? The top defenders are up in the top right. They'll rotate round in a minute. Just need to bear in mind when you need them for 29 or not. Hi, Harry. I only have 1 defender playing this week. With other players as Stupinan. I mean, a Stupinan might play for Arnold and Lascelles. I mean, Van Heck is a good cheap option. Arsenal defender. Top defenders. Oh, let me put it back up. There we go. Pau Torres, Dawson, Van Heck. Depends what other weeks you need them for. But those are the sort of top ones to buy this week. Got Hwang Chan for Jota. Yeah, my defense. Superman, Gabriel, Trippier, Carlos, and Ake. Free hit at 29. Need money in the bank. Would you take a -4 for Trippier to Senesi, Nori, or start a Stupinan? I just play a Stupinan. I think a Stupinan might start, but I don't know. Brought in Højlund for a -4. Plan is to get Solanke for Højlund in 27 anyway. Play with 10 or bring in Tony for a total of -8. I just do Højlund to Solanke. I just do it this week. A lot of people are just getting Solanke this week. I don't hate it. He could easily do something against City. So, yeah. I just go Højlund to Solanke. The Højlund one is a real shame if you went with him recently or went early on him, as the injury did just completely come out of nowhere. But, yeah, sadly, what can you do with FPL sometimes? Sell Palmer or Hwang? Sell Palmer for Hwang. I mean, I don't love selling Palmer because Palmer is the best value asset in FPL like this season. If you're definitely not free hitting 29, then maybe. But if you are free hitting 29, then he goes Brentford away, Newcastle at home, Burnley at home, United at home, Sheffield United away. Like, he is a good hold if you're free hitting in 29. Wouldn't be selling him. Why am I not showing my team? Sorry, it's there. Bench, Trippier, or Charlie Taylor? Yeah, don't. Taylor is the worst. He's worse than Trippier is. Trippier will probably get me 1, and Taylor will probably also get me 1. If that defense scores me more than 5 points, I'll be happy, including the goalkeeper. My transfers have been confirmed. Yeah. Darwin to Watkins or Gehi Gusto to a defender for a -4. Darwin out. Watkins is the better buy. 1 free transfer, 0.1 in the bank, and dead ending into 29. Is Gusto to Maguire worth it to field an 11? I mean, I wouldn't... Oh, you've got no money. Okay, fine. Are there any defenders who guaranteed in 29? I mean, it sounds really stupid, but I probably would do... Don't think there's any Villa. There's no there. There's no Fulham. Can't buy Spurs. I mean, you could buy... Probably not worth a hit, is it? But you do get an extra 2 fixtures if you buy a Burnley defender. They're probably not. I'd probably just buy someone that you think is better short term. You could buy a Forest defender. They're away at Villa, and they might get a game in 29, but they're not guaranteed it. Not guaranteed it. I'd probably roll. I'm not sure Maguire's worth a hit. Yes, I would sell De Bruyne for a hit if we find out that he's not starting. We have no early team news as of yet. We'll keep you updated if and when we do find any. I would play a Estupiñán over Trippier. Yeah, I would. Yeah, nothing on Brighton, nothing on City yet, but we are expecting something pre-deadline. I've got notifications on for the main in the nose, so... Yeah, let me... No, still nothing. Yeah, let's see. We've got nothing yet. Take a -4 to replace Estupiñán to Gabriel. Already have Saliba. I wouldn't sell Estupiñán for a hit this week. No. I think Estupiñán plays, and if Estupiñán starts, he's just one of the best defenders this week. If it's leaked that Moreno starts, would I get him over Powell? No. Probably not. I think he'll start. I think Moreno will start this game. It's just when the European fixtures against Ajax come around. That's when I start to have concern about Moreno. But Moreno and Dean, one of them will play Prem, one of them will play Europe. We just don't know which way round it is. We don't know which way round it is. Average, sorry. -8, Konza and Foden to Gabriel and Saka. Is Foden to Saka worth a hit? Probably not. Unless we know he doesn't start. Who would I buy in De Bruyne's place if he didn't play? I mean, Hwang Hee-chan is up there. Saka, of course. Odegaard is up there. you could come down to like a Douglas Luiz or something like that. To be honest, if I hear Foden doesn't start, I'll probably end up buying Douglas Luiz. It just might help me in case, and if there's a cup upset, it suddenly makes it very easy for me not to free hit in 29. Odegaard is the other one. It's probably one of those two that I buy this week if we found out Foden doesn't start. I don't know who. I mean, Bowen. I don't love Bowen. I mean, I could go Bowen. If Paqueta, but I'd want to know Paqueta was guaranteed to start as well. Bailey or Luiz. I mean, I'm on Luiz over Bailey. Personally, I'd buy Luiz over Bailey. Just because of Europe. Penalties, set pieces, great for bonus. It's boring, I know, but... Hi, Harry, you don't have any goalkeeper playing. Who should be transferring long term? I'd buy Neto of Bournemouth if I was buying any keeper this week. Neto of Bournemouth is the best keeper. He's the number one keeper to buy this week. Where is he? 4.6. This looks really good. You have the same front line as me. Tactically, does make sense to bench Edison for Areola. I mean, I just look at them individually. Garnacho is interesting as well. You have the same front line as me. Yeah, Edison or Areola, I'd probably play Edison. I don't think there's a clean sheet either. Yeah, Garnacho. Garnacho is interesting. He's cheap as well. Out of interest. But just without Højlund. The fixtures are okay. The fixtures are a bit... If I don't need him in 29, the fixtures are not great. To be honest. Hudson-Odoi. They've been good, but I just don't think I'd... Well... As a Chelsea fan, wow, actually, he has been really good. I mean... They're alright, but I wouldn't have to play him next week, to be fair. But I probably wouldn't do that either. Any other midfielders that... Gross is the other one. Adingra. They look... I mean, their fixtures for the next 3 are cracking, but then after them, they kind of stink. So I probably wouldn't go Brighton either. I'd probably buy Gross over Adingra as well, just because without João Pedro, he should be on penalties. He should be on penalties. I mean, I could double up on Wolves, but I don't think I massively want to... I mean, I could double up on Wolves. I could do Foden to Neto. Because they do... I mean, then you have the risk of you play the wrong one. But their fixtures are pretty nice. Is that crazy? Maybe that's what I do. Because then I can play one of them away at Newcastle and bench the other. But then how do I go to a... I can't do... I mean, I could do Gordon and Trent, Salah and... Don't sell Garnacho this week. This is just like double Luton all over defence. I'm gonna have a team that's gonna have double Luton, double Wolves, Double Newcastle. Seems like a really sensible idea, doesn't it? Does just feel like... KDB to Hwang Hee-chan for a hit only if we know... Only if we know De Bruyne's benched. Would I captain Hwang Hee-chan? I think he's 4th in my captaincy ranking. You know you've already decided. Honestly, I saw that tweet this morning and I was like, I actually need a plan if Foden's bench. I didn't think about it. I mean, Wolves are pretty good though. Neto and Hwang have been pretty good. My voice just went all weird, but apart from that, they have been pretty good. Am I set on free hit 29? Am I set on it? No. Do I think it's likely? Yes. Is Foden rumoured? No. We're just sort of expecting some City rotation. One of the City in the Nose posted this morning. Or an hour ago. 6th game in 20 days with a Pep Roulette. Like, whether it actually means anything. There is full panic in the comments. I don't know. I'm not sure the double Wolves mids is the most crazy thing I've ever done. But then is it ever going to be? Right, let me just plan it out a little bit. So if I did... The only thing is that Foden spot is kind of reserved for... Who would I buy? Hang on. My mouse is going really slow. It disconnected and now... What am I doing? Why am I buying a defender this week? I'm not. Oh. No, I'm not. I've done crazier things. And then who came in here? Solanke. Should Taylor be benched? Any alternatives? Van Heck. 4 million at home to Everton this week. It's probably where I'd go. No, I don't think it means anything about anyone in particular, but it did just make me think that I need a plan if Foden was to get benched. -4 Elise to Odegaard, or just I do the Elise to Odegaard because you'll have to do that move at some point. What does it look like? So then next week, I mean, it would be another hit, right? Trent to Senesi, 4-5. Where is he? Here. And then someone to... I mean, if Gordon gets booked, then it would just be Gordon. Like, I would just sell Gordon if he was on 9 yellow cards. To Salah. And I'll bench one of my Wolves, and I just play one of them away at Newcastle. Then in 28, they have Fulham at home. And I'd give myself a crazy benching headache. Fantastic. Good work, Harry. Who would I bench? Watkins? I don't want to bench Watkins. Well, that doesn't look ideal. Haaland? Yeah, not happening either. Right. I need to think about that though. Because if Foden does get benched, I need a plan. Oh, Tony's just tweeted. Oh dear. Here we go. It's about to begin. The chaos is coming. My mouse, I think I need to disconnect and reconnect it. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's on the way. Oh, here we go. I need that Foden contingency plan. Oh no. Oh dear, oh dear. Let me just turn my mouse off a moment. -4 to field 11. Yes, I would. Something's coming. Someone's going to be benched. Imagine if it's Haaland. Reply something. We don't have any City news, but we are expecting it. If De Bruyne's benched, then De Bruyne to hang and Quang and keep Gordon. Yes. If Foden's benched, I'll probably sell him for a hit. What do I do if Haaland's benched? I don't think he will be, but do I just keep him? What do I do if Haaland's benched? If Haaland's benched, do I do Trent to... If Haaland's benched, do I do Trent to Senesi and bench Senesi? And then if Haaland doesn't play at all, I get Senesi off the bench. But who would I sell Trent to? I'd sell Trent, but I don't know who to. And where does the captaincy armband go? Oh dear, oh dear. Why does everyone have Taylor? Just because he was cheap and guaranteed to play in this blank? And the next free hit time? No. Who do we captain if there's no Haaland? Who do we captain? You have 4 red injuries and 3 blanks. Should I free hit wildcard or -8? I'd -8. And -8. If we free hit 29, does the free transfer carry forward to 30? No, you'd only have one. After a free hit, you only ever have one transfer. Linton, sorry. Oh, I did answer it. I'd do the hit. I'd do the hit. If Foden is benched, should I sell Foden for a hit or sell Nunes to Solanke and play Solanke? That's what I would do. I'd sell Nunes for a hit and bench Foden and play Solanke. I'm going to be on a -8 again if... Surely Haaland and Foden don't both get benched. That would be really weird. I feel like I'm going to be taking a hit. I'm fully expecting one of them to be benched. Someone's just tagged me in a random thing that says Charlie Taylor is going to start, but... I don't know. I don't know. Foden bench, then come on to score an assist. I mean, it's possible, but it's also possible that he is benched and he stays on the bench. The 1 week we need our City players to start. 1 week. No, they don't have UCL midweek. They have FA Cup against away at Luton. Is Adingra a good option? Sorry, yeah, Adingra. I do like him. I'm not sure I'd pick him over Gross, but he is considerably cheaper. So he is definitely one to have a look at. He was really good last game. Should keep his place. The only thing is with Europe for Brighton is does he play all the minutes when Europe comes back? Probably. The only other thing is Enciso is back in training for Brighton. Anyone remembers, game week 1, almost every single person had Enciso because he was like 5 million and expected to start every game. Which is a massive boost for them. He was really good last year. feel like it's going a little bit unnoticed that he's back. It could be Bernardo Silva on one wing and Doku on the other. It's possible. I probably will captain Saka. With happening with City News, nothing. We're just expecting it. The guy's already tweeted saying, "Are you ready?" So presumably that means it's coming. Would I keep Van Dijk if I had him? Probably. But again, like if you're not free hitting in 29, then I probably would sell him. Wolves got beat by Sheffield United 2-1. Garnacho over Hwang. I don't mind Garnacho, but I do think Garnacho without Højlund is a worse pick. Just Man United as a whole. Planning to free hit 29, wildcard 35 is the current plan, but things will change depending on FA Cup results. Van Dijk to Powell or Pinnock to Powell. I'd do Pinnock to Powell because Pinnock apparently is not at back until after 29, so... Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. But I would sell Pinnock because Pinnock is not meant to be back anytime soon. Took a -8 for Jota and Jota to Bowen. Gusto to Powell and Palmer to Saka. I don't mind that hit at all, actually. Have I had a Stupinan on the bench? Would I play him if Haaland... Would I consider a hit if Foden... No, I'd just bench Foden then. J Pups, I'm sorry, let me find it. Could Senesi be better to buy this week over Powell for dead end into 29? I know he plays City, but he has a great double and could still play. I mean, it depends. Are you going to buy Senesi anyway? Yes or no? If you're not going to buy Senesi anyway, then no. But if you're going to get Senesi in a few weeks for the double anyway, then yeah, just get him this week. Man United player to punt. I mean, I'd only go Garnacho or Dalot now. It was Garnacho, Dalot, Højlund, but it's now just Garnacho, Dalot. Will Taylor play? I think so. Someone's tagged me in a tweet that says he's fine, but I don't know. Also, Palace, like at home under a new manager. Start Bernardo. I would, but let's wait and see what happens on City News. I do think we're going to get it. So we are also 37 subscribers away from 97k, and we are 1 hour to go to the deadline. So we are going to put it in subscriber only mode. You literally have to subscribe for 1 second to use the chat. I wouldn't take a hit to buy Taylor, no. I need to get... I wear my glasses on my head like this and it stretches them. Need to get them tightened. If Haaland's out to Tony... If Haaland's benched, I'm not selling Haaland. I'm not... Yeah. I'll just not captain him. Would I bench Gordon or Solanke? Gordon. Gordon's home for... If they were at home, I'd say the other way around, but... De Bruyne to Salah, yeah. De Bruyne, Foden to Salah next week is going to be popular. You are selling De Bruyne before a big game where he has done very well previously, but I think you'd rather Salah, right? Personally. Is Matoma out? We think so, yeah. I mean, he didn't rule him out 100%, but he basically said he's going to play tomorrow, so... Which is good for a Stupinan, I think. Need to know if Taylor will start. Will we get that news? Ross has just tweeted from some Burnley source saying that Charlie Taylor is back in the lineup. So, to be honest, if he starts, he'll get 1 point. And if he doesn't start, he'll probably also get 1 point. But let me get it. Let me get his tweet. Any chance I sell Trent today? I think if Haaland's benched, I'll sell Trent. Can't confirm the legitimacy of the source, but I thought I would share anyway. It's probably good enough for me. It's probably good enough for me. Yeah, just to roll with it. Is what it is. It's good news that he comes back in, though, if that's true, because we need him for 29 as well. Why are people not captaining Watkins this week? I mean, Watkins is a good option. It's just, you know, when a player's not on penalties, they can have a game where they're suddenly quiet, and it's very frustrating. At least if that happens and they're on penalties, you have the extra route. Watkins is a good captaincy option this week. He's getting my vice captaincy armband. Him, Haaland and Saka, to be honest, it's really, really close between the three of them. Yeah. Captain Hwang is probably the other one I would consider. He's number 4. I have put Neto in my list just because I needed 5, but there's probably the top 4 that I would consider captaining this week. These are still really dirty. It's like cloudy. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm just going to play Charlie Taylor, I think. Start Burn or Taylor. I probably wouldn't want to play Dan Burn. Saka against Dan Burn. Yeah, I wouldn't play Dan Burn. Is this my final team? No, not until we get City news. Not until we get City news. Then it'll be... Then I'll lock it in. Taylor or Branthwaite. I'd play Branthwaite this week. What's going on? Why are they still... Can't see anything. Estupinan or Taylor. I play Estupinan. Definitely play Estupinan. I mean, Haaland is predicted to score the most goals this week. He is playing a Bournemouth team who have been good, but they did beat them 6-1. They did beat them 6-1 earlier in the season. Haaland did get taken off at half-time. Honestly, they must have the leak, so why don't they just tweet it? What happened to Nori? Taylor being okay. And I don't dislike Nori. I'm just not sure how useful he is for me in future weeks. So I don't know if it's worth a hit to buy him for just 1 week. I think is I'll have to sell Trent next week, but I wouldn't buy Nori. I'd buy Senesi of Bournemouth next week. Done my break in work at 1, so please help if you wouldn't mind. Have your defence but Porro over Bell. Oh, Doughty. No, I wouldn't sell Porro for a hit to bench Taylor, no. Am I free hit 29? Yes, that's the current plan. The current plan. Estupinan or Maguire. I'd play a Stupinan. I do think a Stupinan is going to start, but Maguire's probably safer, but I probably would play a Stupinan. Louise and Dallo for Jota and a Stupinan. Again, I wouldn't sell a Stupinan for Dallo. I mean, for free, maybe. Who was drilling near your house the other week? Oh, builders for a house or a flat nearby, I think. Yeah, I think so. What is wrong? So smeared. Why not consider Odegaard? Sorry, I'm struggling with my glasses. Why not Odegaard? So I like Odegaard, but he just doesn't allow me to get... It just doesn't allow me to get Salah back very easily if I go him. If I go him this week. Why not wildcard this week? Wildcard this week is really difficult. Because you have to get enough players out this week. You don't know the confirmed games in game week 29. You don't know who goes through the cup, the draw of the cup. So you're guessing on 29, 34, 37. So taking a -8 hit this week and wildcarding next week is so much better than playing a wildcard this week. You are massively guessing. If you... We're actually going to drip feed Man City team news. So apparently Ruben Diaz starts. Why is he leaking Diaz? Correct. Correct. How much is in my bank account? What a strange question to ask on a deadline stream. Yeah, so apparently... apparently... I'm not going to free hit, no. Definitely not using my free hit this week. So apparently Ruben Diaz starts. Start Taylor or a Stupinan. If you've got a Stupinan, I would play him this week. I do think he probably starts, but I do not know that for sure. My free hit team was in the final decisions video. So if you need a free hit draft or a wildcard draft, I won't go through them on stream, but go and watch that video because they are in there. Any De Bruyne news? No, not yet. -8 to field 11. Yes, I would. Do I think Ake will start? Probably, given he has started almost every game and didn't start midweek. We don't know any more yet, but we have 45 minutes to the deadline, and I feel like we're going to get a player every so often. Imagine. Imagine if they leak a player every 5 minutes for the next 45 minutes. Imagine. Every 5 minutes. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Every 5 minutes they wouldn't get through enough. Do we expect early Villa news? Unlikely. Unlikely. We don't really get it. Solanke, Odegaard and Walker in for full team. Yes. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily buy Walker. I wouldn't buy a City defender now. I feel like going Walker's just chasing the double game week points a little bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. The first players leaked will be like Diaz, Rodri, like Akanji, Edison. And we'll have to wait for anyone relevant. But yeah. Brighton news, we have nothing. Brighton's not a team we normally get early news for. Ake playing, we don't know that yet. Ake, we don't know. I will let you know as soon as we get anything more. Oh, let me turn my phone over so I can at least see when notifications go off. Is Zinchenko starting? I doubt it. Yeah, Rodri benched, imagine. No. Guy's a machine. Start Van Heck or a Stupinan. I'd play a Stupinan. I would just do it. If he doesn't start... If you don't want to take the risk, Van Heck is so much safer, but I would take the risk on a Stupinan. He's the best defender in the game this week if he starts. Pasta for a Stupinan, I know. He had a good feed the other day. Hopefully he got told why he's not been playing well. Has Foden played central last couple of weeks with De Bruyne out? Not really. He's played wide. He's played wide, most of them. Yeah, he's played on the wing for most of the game. What to do with De Bruyne? Let's wait and see what happens. Why not Garnacho? I don't dislike Garnacho. He doesn't massively fit my team. And with the news of Højlund's injury, it does make Manchester United as a whole a little bit weaker. Doesn't mean Garnacho is a bad buy or a bad pick at all, but yeah. Best replacement for De Bruyne. You have Saka, Neto, Foden. Not massively. Odegaard, Douglas Luiz. Yes, Zerbi just carb loading a Superman. So there's a lot of questions that are very similar. De Bruyne, we don't know yet. If he starts, I would keep him. If he doesn't start, I would sell him, and I would sell him for a hit. A Stupinan, if it was me and I owned a Stupinan, I would play him. I think he's the best defender in the game this week if he starts, so I'd be willing to take the risk on that. If we get told before deadline that a Stupinan is not going to start, then I would sell him. But without that news, I would be keeping a Stupinan. What else have we got? Yeah. Foden, again, if he doesn't start, we sell him, and I would sell him for a hit. Just start Charlie Taylor. Hopefully that answers, I feel like a lot of the questions. If you don't mind dropping a like on the stream, there are 3,500 of you in and only 700 likes on the stream. If we could hit 1,000, that would be great. Has he tweeted anything more yet? Best midfielder options. He hasn't tweeted. Tweeted Diaz and then just left it at Diaz. Good stuff. Top midfielders this week. Saka, Odegaard, Hwang, Garnacho, Neto, Gross, Adingra, Douglas Luiz. These are the sort of names that I'd be looking to buy this week. He hasn't tweeted anything more. It's actually jokes that he tweeted Diaz and then just left it. Is Neto better than Hwang? It's so close. I actually think games where there's counter-attack needed, Neto is better. But Neto has more goal threat than... Sorry, Neto has less goal threat, more assist threat than Hwang, which is why a lot of people just favour the goal scorer. You get an extra 2 points in midfield for a goal. He hasn't. Slanky or a defender? Slanky. What about Reguilon? He's fine because he carries you through the blanks. The only thing I would say on Reguilon and Tony is if you were going to buy them, I probably would have bought them ahead of the double because they go away to West Ham this week. It's not bad options at all, but I would probably buy Pau Torres now over him. But if you were buying last week, you would have bought Reguilon because he had the double. Which two to take out of Van Dijk, Darwin, Palmer, Richarlison? Probably Darwin, Van Dijk. Probably Darwin. So if you still have your triple captain, I would play it on Solanke in game week 28. I would play it on Solanke in game week 28 if you still have the triple captaincy. And then the wild card is either game week 27 if there's lots of cup upsets, 30 or 31 if you want a dead end into game week 29, or 34 if you want a free hit in game week 29. Those are the 3 wildcard windows, in my opinion. Hope you're doing well. Would I sell De Bruyne for Hwang, Gross, or Gordon? Currently also have Garnacho to his phone. I'd go Hwang if we know De Bruyne doesn't start. Don't go selling De Bruyne just yet. There is 37 minutes to the deadline and we should get hopefully something more, but he seems to have only leaked Ruben Diaz and is just going to leave it. Walker to Pau Torres for a hit? Absolutely not. Unless Walker doesn't start. FPL Gundo doesn't have news. It's not 10 minutes to the deadline. Deadline is 1:30 UK time. Deadline is in 40, yeah. In 36 minutes. Someone, you scared me there. Watkins and Garnacho in for Jota and Nunes. Slanking next week for Alvarez. Yeah, that's fine. Alvarez will probably go at some point, although he is about the only player who started every game. I think he is the only player who started every game for City this season. I'm just scrolling Twitter, seeing if there's anything. I do it on here. People are like, oh, why are you on your phone? I do it on there because I don't want to scroll Twitter on the stream because who knows what might show up with random people retweeting stuff on Twitter. So, yeah. I'd rather not get my account reported for showing something on stream that I shouldn't. Do you think it's a good option to sell Gordon? And if yes, who's the best cheap option? I wouldn't sell Gordon. I don't think he's a good option this week massively, but he is their main goal threat. He is on penalties whilst Isaac and Wilson are out. Start Zinchenko or Trippier. I mean, I play Zinchenko, and if he's injured, then you'll just get... If he's injured, then you'll just get Trippier. Rodri to Hwang for a hit. Yes, I probably would do that. I mean, Rodri might score, but yeah, I would. What will I do if Haaland or Foden are benched? So, if Haaland is benched, I will sell Trent. And if Foden is benched, I will sell Foden. It's kind of where I'm at. Sell Pedro Porro or Nunes. Nunes. There's so many good forwards that we want. Nunes is not there anymore. Play Gross or Gordon. Gross, definitely. Such a good fixture. Definitely don't bench Gross this week. You're leaning towards keeping Foden even if he's benched. I mean, I'll sell him next week anyway, so I'd rather take a punt on a Neto or something for 1 week before I'm selling him next week. No, I'd sell Trent if Haaland's benched. If Haaland's benched, I'll sell Trent because I don't want to sell anyone else, and I'm not selling Haaland. We don't know anyone. We don't know the team news yet. I don't know that we don't know the team news yet. Ake starts as expected. Ake owners. He is back in the starting 11 apparently. I wouldn't bench Ake now. I'd play Ake Kwan. What about Walker? We don't know that yet. How long did that take him to tweet? 13 minutes. Yay. We'll count down for another one in 13 minutes. Pau Torres has apparently posted a personal Instagram story, which often happens when players start games. Does not confirm, but you know, it's not as reliable as others, but yeah. You've got Ake. Well, that's good news for you. It's good news for you. Best defender for a -4. I mean, the top defenders are there. Double Arsenal, Wolves, Villa. Depends what you're doing in game week 29. You rushed into Salah. Would I sell Salah? No, I wouldn't sell Salah. I'd sell someone else and keep Salah. He should be back for the next game. Bench Ake, Stupinan or Taylor. I definitely bench Taylor. Play Reguilon or Taylor. I play Reguilon. 2 of Gordon, De Bruyne, Foden, Palmer or Charlison. To Saka and Hee-Chan for not a hit. I mean, one of the City mids if they get benched. And then I wouldn't want to sell Palmer or Richarlison. So, probably Gordon. But you might need to sell a Blanca to get a full 11 out this week. Nothing. Should I bring Hwang Yi-Chan in for Palmer or Richarlison for a hit? You have 10 players this week. Is there no other transfer you'd want? I just don't like selling either Palmer or Richarlison this week. They have such good fixtures coming out. Palmer, I wouldn't sell Richarlison. I definitely wouldn't sell Richarlison. Especially if you're free hitting in 29, then it changes a little bit. But if you're not going to free hit in 29, you have to keep Richarlison because he has a guaranteed fixture. He'll be one of the best players to own that week. Away at Fulham. Half an hour to go until the deadline. To be honest, I'd rather they just didn't start the leagues and then tweeted them all at once in 10 minutes. But play Anderson or Aït-Nouri. Probably Aït-Nouri, a little bit more exciting. Lamptey or Taylor. Play Lamptey in case he does start. Yes. Am I going to free hit 29? Yes, that's the plan. Yeah, be careful who you believe on Twitter, please. There is lots of fake accounts. There are lots of fake accounts, so please be careful. Play Gordon or Solanke. Solanke. Play Cash or Burn. Cash. Play Tony or buy Solanke. I just played Tony this week. For free, maybe. No, I wouldn't actually. Not the fixtures they've got. Should we start considering other camp jobs beside Haaland? I mean, I'm not personally, but I still think he's, the best striker in the league. Did something just load? Nope. Captain Saka. He'll probably be my captain if Haaland is benched, but I don't think Haaland will be benched. But let's see. Nothing on De Bruyne yet. Nothing on Foden yet. Nothing on Haaland yet. Am I free hitting 29? That's the plan, yes. Sell a Stupinan to Pout. I wouldn't sell a Stupinan for a hit. Definitely not. I wouldn't sell a Stupinan for a hit. Bench a Stupinan for trips. Please play a Stupinan. For me, he's the best defender in the game this week if he starts. He might not start, but it's just worth taking the risk on it. The other defenders this week are not amazing either. Possible to send you a screenshot of my team somewhere. Not during the stream, unfortunately. I don't really have time for that. I do help with members and stuff like that, but not during streams. Got to focus on the chat. I got a banging headache. So all this City news it's giving me a headache. Cunha to Semenyo. I mean, you could do that. I probably wouldn't. Because I would want Haaland, Watkins, Solanke. So if you're going Semenyo, you're losing one of them. We don't know Semenyo will even play both in the double. Already taken a -4 for Hwang and Dom. Would I take a -4 to remove Zinchenko, who's your 11th player? Probably. It doesn't. I doubt Zinchenko starts, and he's a player you won't want long term either. So yes. City news, the only thing we have so far is Ake and Diaz start. That's all we've got reliable at the moment. Do I think both the Stupinan and Lamptey start? I mean, Lamptey can play on the right and Stupinan can play on the left. He has been playing Lamptey on the left recently. Do I think they both start? Maybe not. But there is a chance they both do. Do I play... Last one, play Tony or buy Mateta? I just play Tony. I don't think you'd be buying Mateta at the moment. Saka for a hit, probably. Nothing on a Stupinan yet either. Any news about a Stupinan? No. -12 or wildcard. I honestly think a -12 on wildcarding next week is better. The Game Week 27 wildcard is so much better than a wildcard this week. So much better. 12 points better, definitely. Definitely. And the good thing about a wildcard next week is you can take lots of one-week punts this week on players with good fixtures like Garnacho, like Wolves that you don't have to hold long term. That you don't have to hold long term. The wildcard next week is so much better. So much better. If Foden is bench, would I sell him for a -8? I mean, it's not a -8. That transfer in itself is a -4. So yes, I would. I understand it's a -8 overall for you, but that transfer is a -4, and you have to look at it as a -4. You don't need that player you're bringing in to outscore him by 8 because the other -4s was something else. -4 for Foden now, I probably will do if Foden gets benched, but if we get no news, I'm definitely just going to start him. Who to sell, Porro, Udogi, or Gusto? Gusto. I'd sell Gusto because Porro and Udogi might be useful for 29 for you. Although you might end up wanting other Spurs attackers is the only thing. Alright, we're getting too close to the deadline. Take out 2 of Van Dijk, Darwin, Richarlison, Palmer for either Van Dijk and Darwin. For Pau and Hwang Hee-chan, probably. Oh, no. For Pau and Solanke. Just getting Solanke in ahead of the double. I know it's a City this week, but it is at home. Gordon to Saka, Harry probably would do that. Yeah, the Saka fixtures. Like, it's Newcastle this week. Sorry, Fabro, 4 game week 29 players, 1 double game week 29, 3 and 29 or save. Well, 3 at 29 probably suits your team. Like, the Arsenal fixtures are... like, really nice. 3 of the next 4 at home. I'm on your telly on the FPL show. I was yesterday. The annoying thing is we spoke about forwards in that. And then afterwards... Højlund got injured, which is a bit of a shame because it makes the segment less appealing. But I think I put Højlund at the bottom of my list anyway. Foden starts. Gets in. Foden. I'm surprised. I have to say. Gabriel Jesus is apparently back in the Arsenal squad. So... Foden. I needed that. Someone's just tweeted a video of me not saying anything for 28 minutes, for 28 seconds. Any news on Ake? Yeah, so Ake starts. De Bruyne. We don't know anything on De Bruyne yet. Mate, Sola, Harry, who's the best replacement for Trent? You already have Taylor, Trippier, Gabriel and Doughty. My plan is free hit 29. Double Arsenal, you could go Saliba. You could go 8 Nori, you could go Pau Torres. Raya and Gusto to Neto and Senesi. You could play Areola game week 26 and 29. Love Raya, but his gains me 3 fixtures. Yes, I probably would. Because Raya also can't play against Brentford because it's his parent club. Because he's actually on loan, which I think a lot of us forget about. We don't know anything on Estupiñán yet. We don't know anything confirmed on De Bruyne yet. Just looking again. How long did that take him to tweet? Another 12 minutes between them. We don't know Walker. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it. Captain Tony? No. Not away at West Ham. I wouldn't captain him over Haaland, Hwang Hee-chan, Saka and Watkins. I try your best not to sell Spurs players. There's a lot of questions about selling Palmer and Spurs players. I honestly would rather play with 10 than sell Porro. The defenders are not worth it. And the Spurs fixtures coming up are like some of the best. So I'd rather play with 10 than sell Porro as long as we expect him back. Like, he walks into Palace at home, Villa away, guaranteed Fulham away, Luton at home, West Ham away, Forest at home. The run of fixtures for Spurs is really nice. I really would advise not going with it. Not selling these guys. De Bruyne to Saka, even if KDB starts. I probably wouldn't do it this week, even if he starts. If it's for free, then okay, yes. But for a hit, definitely not. Best strikers and defenders for just this week, wildcarding next week. 1 week punts in defence are Dallo, Moreno, 8 Nori, and up front, Watkins, like Mateta. It seems strange, but like Welbeck, if he's going to start. There isn't really others. Like, it's pretty rogue up front. If I was taking 1 week punts this week, I'd play a 3-5-2. Probably. Ali A, thank you for 9 months. You already bought in Hwang Hee-chan and Solanke. Would I take another -4 to bring in Saliba for Gomez? If it gives you an extra fixture, then yes. People saying, oh, so there's a lot of talk at the moment because of the leaks like this of moving the FPL deadline. And they're saying, oh, move the FPL deadline to kickoff. Move the FPL deadline to kickoff. And I'm like, that doesn't change this situation at all. Because City are still too late. The deadline, we wouldn't get confirmed City news. All it would do is just push the issue back further. The kickoff at 3 o'clock, that would be half an hour before the City team, would just make it worse. Estupiñán, we don't know. I do expect him to start, but I have no confirmation for you on that. This is the only account that we've got tweeting anything, is FPL Tony, who has been very good previously. Is very good previous, as I'm sure you're all aware. Sam C has just tweeted, nice team, Eric. So presumably has the Manchester United team. Don't think it's massively relevant because I fully expect Garnacho to start. Richarlison and Trent for a -8. I wouldn't sell Richarlison for a hit. No. No. I'd play with 10 before selling Richarlison for a hit. Probably. Especially if you've got value tied up in him. Because you'll want him back. So that's actually a -8 to buy him back. Gabriel, Estupiñán, Ake, Anderson, Porro, whom to sell. I don't know why you need to sell any of them. Just play all 4 if you need. This is all we've got apparently on City so far, is Diaz, Ake and Foden apparently start. That's all we have. It's only 15 minutes to go to the deadline. I am expecting his next tweet to be De Bruyne. FPL Gundo doesn't have team news. We learned that the hard way the other day. Luckily it was after the deadline. Sorry, my team is... That's not it. Captain Foden. I mean, I'm not. I'm going to do Haaland captain. Is Haaland a must? I mean, no one's a must, but I wouldn't want to go without him if it was me. I mean, so in my mind, he is a must, but you could probably do well without him. People have. Captaining on Haaland. You hope KDB starts. Yeah, sell Maddison for a hit or just play Taylor. I'd just play Taylor. We don't know Bernardo Silva. We don't know anything apart from those 3 at the moment. Why is wildcard better in 27 than 26? So wildcard in 27. So between game week 26 and 27, we get... Sorry, someone just asked if someone who should be reliable is reliable or not. So the better thing about wildcarding next week is you get all the information from the cup. So you have a guaranteed game week 29. You also know the FA Cup draw. So you know the FA Cup draw. So you know who's predicted to blank or like not double in 34 and predicted to double in 37. Is Pep reliable? Pep tends to know what he's doing. We don't have De Bruyne yet. We don't have a Stupinan yet. Alvarez to Watkins -4. Or wait to see if he starts. Wait to see if he starts. FPL Gundo doesn't have news. Bless you. Am I Harry or Daniel? My surname is Daniel with an S. It's Daniels. Any team news? Foden starts, Ake starts, and Ruben Diaz starts is what the leakers are saying so far. That was a quick mute. I have what's called a stream deck. So I actually just have a button. Will I go watch Chelsea tomorrow? I am. I'm very fortunate to have tickets to go and watch the cup final tomorrow. Yeah. 10 minutes to go to the deadline. Please know what you're going to do if we get late news on De Bruyne or anyone else of your players. Know what you're going to do. It's more a sell scenario than a buy scenario, but Stupinan or Taylor. Just play a Stupinan. Start Botman or Taylor. I probably wouldn't want to play Botman. I play Trippier over Taylor, Aït-Nouri or Pau Torres. Pau Torres if you need a fixture in game week 29. Yeah, so if you don't need a fixture in 29, then maybe Aït-Nouri, but Pau Torres is guaranteed a fixture that week, so. Will I buy Aït-Nouri? I doubt it. Do I do Garnacho, Gross, or Douglas Luiz? I probably wouldn't buy Garnacho. I probably would go Douglas Luiz if I had to buy one of them. Would I sell De Bruyne if he's benched, if no subs? Probably, yes, I would. Probably, yes, I would. Let's see. I am fully expecting his next tweet to be about De Bruyne, but it's left it so close to the deadline that if, like, De Bruyne's benched, it could easily crash the website, which I don't love, because they'll be fully aware of that. It's not a must sell, but if De Bruyne is leaked to not start, I probably would advise not selling. Of course, there's the small chance that the leakers get it wrong, but I probably would sell because he'll be a sell next week anyway. Best replacement for Estupinan and De Bruyne. I mean, top midfielders and defenders are up there if they don't start. I doubt we get anything on Estupinan if we haven't got it already, to be honest. Yeah, Saka, Odegaard, Hwang Hee-chan, Douglas Luiz. Apparently Haaland starts. Imagine if he just doesn't tweet De Bruyne. How's the risky Watkins cap? I don't hate it. He has been on great form, and it is a decent home fixture where Villa are definitely stronger. De Bruyne. Imagine if they just don't tweet De Bruyne. I mean, it's very possible because we only have 6 minutes to go to the deadline. 6 minutes to go. Not many fancy Saka captain. I just don't prefer him to Haaland. If we don't get like De Bruyne news, it's kind of up to you about. I'd probably not sell him for a hit. Alvarez, it's similar. Like if we don't know on those two, then we're guessing. So no news, I'd probably keep them. To be honest, I definitely wouldn't go selling a player we aren't confirmed on for a hit. And we only have 5 minutes to go to the deadline now, so... Would I say Leno is a better pick than Areola since Rasmus is injured? I mean, his clean sheet potential goes up slightly. I still would expect both to score. So I probably would still play Areola. De Bruyne to Hwang for a hit. I mean, I probably wouldn't unless we get it confirmed. But we're guessing on De Bruyne. We're guessing. People are saying that, but there's very unreliable, like, troll account. Oh, okay. So, before I show this, they have once been wrong before, but that was because of a late illness in the squad. Apparently, there's no De Bruyne. Apparently. This feels less reliable. They have been right before many times. I'd say they've been right, like 19 out of 20 times. So I probably would sell him. Could just do with the other guys tweeting it now. I would be careful as well, because if everyone sees that, it could crash the site. Tony's tweeted it as well. Apparently Andy says it as well. Like, Andy, let's talk FPL on his team. On his stream. Is that what you're saying? Like, be careful, because this could crash the site. They've done it 4 minutes before the deadline. It's pretty stupid, to be honest, but... This would imply that Alvarez probably does start, but we don't know that. Is anyone watching Andy's stream? I mean, you could keep him. Andy's tweet. Andy's tweeted as well. So that's 3 accounts. So I probably would sell De Bruyne. Yeah. Top players to buy. Saka, if you don't have him, definitely. Odegaard as well. Hwang Hee-chan as well. Douglas Luiz, I like. Gross, I like. We don't know on Walker's the only one that we don't know that we could do with. You're playing KDB anyway. Absolutely fine. He should be in the squad. So Kevin to Bruno. I wouldn't buy Bruno. So my ranking is Saka, then Odegaard if it doesn't block future moves. If your money is there. If not, then Hwang. Then below Hwang is probably Neto, but if you don't want to double up on Wolves, that's fine. Douglas Luiz next. Then probably Gross. That's probably as low down. Is there anyone else? Be careful. We got 2 minutes to go to the deadline and the site will be very close to capacity, I warn you. Bowen is also worth considering because Paqueta's likely to be back. Bowen I don't hate. Bowen I like. Gross I like. Douglas Luiz I like. Odegaard I like. Hwang Hee-chan I like. Those are probably the top ones. I wouldn't buy Leon Bailey. The deadline is in 1 minute. The deadline is 1 minute away. So go and make your transfers and lock in your teams. This is my team for this week. I am going to just start all of these players though, because I just get auto subs. We have 1 minute to go to the deadline, so please go and check your teams. Starting all the players without a fixture. Go and check your teams. The tweet saying that De Bruyne apparently doesn't start, but they're probably going to be the deadline. Go and check your final teams. Why did I do that? Just you get auto subs. That's all. That's all. You just get auto subs. It just means you get a late boost in your rank when they auto sub on. That is the deadline. It is. It is. The game is updating. You switched in Foden for De Bruyne last minute in wildcard. I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that at all. Let me just tweet my team. What's the benefit of auto subs? No, there isn't really. They only auto sub 3. They don't. Yeah, 3 plus the keeper. 3 plus the keeper. What's the point in auto subs? Let me tweet my team. Sorry, 1 sec, and I'll be back with you. Let me tweet that. My deadline timer is wrong. What do you mean? It's done. The deadline's over. So let's see. Another horrible game week. Good luck. Good luck to you all as well. You've been very useful today. Thank you. Playing the well-known 5-2-3. There's no benefits of the auto sub, apart from it. You know, you just get a late rank to boost your rank, but it doesn't actually change anything. Cool. So I've got to go and get on a train. So I probably have to wrap up the stream there. The video for tomorrow may be Monday morning because I am very busy tomorrow with the cup final. I didn't buy the Wolves defender because it looks like Charlie Taylor's going to start. It looks like Charlie Taylor's going to start, so I didn't feel like I needed it. And I wouldn't buy the same defender next week because I'd buy Senesi instead. So I waited to do the hit next week instead. Let's hope Wang Yi-chan comes in with something. Let's hope that Solanke knocks out that Manchester City clean sheet. Are we making 100k subs by game week 27? Absolutely no chance. But one day. Thank you all so much for your support as well. We are closely there. We are nearly there. Anyway, I am to Wembley tomorrow. You don't know if your last minute team change or not went through. Well, the game will be updated, and unfortunately, yeah. I mean, they normally do in those situations, but we don't know. They normally do. But anyway, thank you all very much. Let's hope for a Chelsea Cup final win tomorrow. Good luck to all you Liverpool fans as well. I don't know what zone I'm in, but Lucas, maybe see you there. And yeah. I appreciate it, Ivan. Thank you guys so much. Have a lovely weekend. Good luck this game week. And I will see you all again very soon.